Welcome back. I hope you all had a great day. It is only 7 days left until competition, or 1 week to be precise, which is pretty damn insane. I've had a pretty damn good day. Really efficient one. Started off with doing some things with the community. If you saw yesterday's vlog, you know that the community is now up and going. And we are already a few people in there. And I'm answering DMs there and already getting some suggestions of what we should build, which is exactly what I want. It's gonna be a blast. And one thing that I really want to clarify is this is something I'm doing, like I'm taking it extremely serious. I'm even jumping off university this summer to focus full time on the community, on social media in general, so YouTube and Instagram. And that's what I want to do. So it's not something that's just gonna be here for like 1 month or something. It's like I'm gonna spend a few years destroying this game, and that is the plan. I'm really glad already a few people, like I said, have belief in it, so it's gonna be a blast. Definitely is. The other thing I've done today is done a service job. I had a guy that I actually bought an ADV from him last year, and then he bought a new one, but now he wants me to do services every year on it. So I was there today and I did that, and it just got me reflected a bit when it comes to money in general, because I know this is a fitness account, but I'm really interested in business and things as well. And I thought I would share some things regarding it. Might be interesting for some people, since we all need money to some degree to survive and do what we do. But when it comes to this service job, and this is gonna be reflected to basically anything, but I would never pay myself the amount of money that these people pay me for the service I'm doing. That's the mindset I've had for a long time, and I think a lot of people can reflect on. But we are not our own customers. Like, of course I would never buy that service, but that's because I personally would do it myself. The same would be probably with a, let's say, handstand program that I personally have. Like, I would not buy my own program because I know how to handstand, but that is not the mindset I can have, because I'm doing this for other people that are gonna benefit from it. So back to this service thing, it's like always when I take payment from them, I feel a bit bad because it's pretty high, but they are always extremely happy. It's almost like they are like, what, is it that cheap? That is the crazy part, because then when I start to think about it, it's like, all right, I'm going home to this person, I am fixing everything there. And it's not only the things I'm doing there, it's the fact that they don't have to take their ATVs or quad to a actual service point, then pick the ATV up and go home. It's literally like a day of work for them. And when I start to see it like that, it's like, holy crap, it's actually pretty cheap, the things I'm doing. So back to the mindset I had was like, I got limited because I felt like I was hustling or almost scamming people. But then I can't think of it like that, because I'm not my own customer. Like, the service I'm providing, there's gonna be people that really want it and that are willing to pay even more than I'm charging, if that makes sense. So whatever you're doing, like, always try the market. And if you know that there's a demand, I'm not only talking like ATVs, if you're doing any side hustle, if you're, you know, cutting grass in the summer, or painting houses, or any side hustle, to be honest. It might even be, you know, cleaning windows, like these super simple things. Then might also be people that have other things that I don't even know the name of. But whatever hustling you're doing, like, never think, what would I pay for this? That's shit. Like, most likely way more than that, because a lot of us, especially in young age, are pretty, you know, close with money. So we'd rather do the things ourselves than pay for it. I think the main thing I want to say is, like, set the price pretty high, and then if people react bad to it, you know that, all right, I might have to cut it down a bit. But if people are generally happy with what you're doing and things, money is not really relevant in that case. Like, most of my customers, of course, are a bit older, and they preferably just want to have the job done. Then, you know, they don't really care about the money. It's like, this is what I want, and I will pay whatever it takes. I just want to get it finished. And that mindset is for a lot of services. It's a lot of people just want to get shit done, and they don't really care about what it costs. Just, this is what I want. So I have that in mind, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. People will pay if there's a demand for it. Back to some training though. The plan for today is a push workout. Yesterday was pretty damn harsh. Not the best one I've had in a while, but it happens from time to time. So today I'm expecting it to be a bit better, because I feel damn solid. I also ate a bit more carbs yesterday. I had chicken with rice, pretty standard food, but that extra rice might actually be good. Because now when I've been eating a lot of just protein-based food, of course the carbs is the main energy source, especially if we're doing a bit longer workouts. Then you can start to feel it. Add a bit more carbs just to feel that energy, and took some caffeine. It's not always necessary, but it's just that extra boost. Sometimes we need it. Now I'm not sponsored from a energy drink anymore, but even when I was sponsored, I made sure I only drank energy drink when I really need it, because I like to get this extra boost from it. The same with everything. Like if you take too much of things, you're not really gonna feel the effect that much. I usually only took it when I had like these heavy workouts or sessions. I would most of the time not only drink it like during the day, because then there wasn't really a point for me to be energized, if that makes sense, or get that kick, or only use them when I really need it. The same as I got a this C4. It's a pre-workout. I got it from a friend a while ago. And you also have this beta alanine, I don't know the name in English, but it feels sticking. And that one I take when it's really harsh, when I almost just wanna forget that I exist. Like when we have these freestyle sessions outdoors when it's 0 degrees, it's not a nice environment to train in. And at that point, I just take 2 scoops of that C4. It's a lot of caffeine, starts to stick a bit, and you just go ham for 1.5 hours. You make sure, of course, to get some good warm-up though, even if you don't feel your body that much. I just get a good warm-up, so I make sure I don't get injured. I slay the workout for like 1.5 hours. I get in and then absolutely cool down rest. Then after like 1-2 hours, you start to feel some pain in the body when the adrenaline and caffeine and everything just runs out. But for the time when I'm outside training, it's destruction. So for me, I really need that extra kick. Sounds like I'm an addict right now. That's not really the case, but sometimes we need to do these things that just make sure that we get to work. In my opinion, like it doesn't, sometimes if you have these habits that are not necessarily super healthy, but they make sure that you then do something that's even more healthier than this habit, then in my opinion it's like, it's a win-win, not a win-win scenario, but the total amount of, you know, impact this gives is beneficial. So let's say some people, maybe they have a routine to always eat some, you know, chocolate candy or something but before training, because they, you know, get energized. I know a few people, I'm not gonna say names, but I know a few people that actually does it. They eat some chocolate before workout because they enjoy it, and of course you get some dopamine from it. It's sugar. If then that helps you to have a great workout, that workout is gonna be way more beneficial than the small chocolate pieces harmful, if that makes sense. So then the total amount of, you know, progress you got from doing this sequence of eating chocolates and then having workout is gonna be way better than doing nothing at all. And then in my opinion, then that is a good strategy. And that reflects why I take caffeine from time to time, because I get that extra kick to make sure I get that workout in, and then the total, you know, result is gonna be that, damn, I got a pretty damn good workout. Even though if only drinking caffeine all the time and doing nothing is harmful, yeah, or not harmful, but not necessarily the best thing to do from a health perspective, the total things I'm getting from it is gonna be pretty damn good. Since we're doing comp preparation, I want to mention a question I pretty recently got, and that is regarding how stressful I feel before comp. And the truth is that every competition is the same feeling for me. Like a few days before, I'm mostly excited. Like I don't feel that stressful. But for example, now FIBO, the competition is on Saturday. On Saturday, I will be pretty damn chill. Like I will enjoy being there and don't have panic. Of course, I need to pee a few extra times. That's always included with comps. But the most stressful day is Friday, like the day before comp. That's, I don't know. At that point, I feel stressful, and that can cause me sometimes to get a bad sleep, which sucks. So that's the most crucial day for me to make sure, all right, I go to sleep pretty early because it might take some extra time for me to fall asleep. But then the actual competition day, that one is pretty damn good or cool. Like I have started to appreciate being there, but the day before can be pretty damn rough. And the best feeling, like the absolute best feeling, that is after competition. Preferably if you landed your stuff and you are satisfied and happy with your performance. If that's the case and then competition is done, oof, that is the best feeling ever. Because at that point you can just do whatever you want. You can film content with everyone that are around. You can talk shit. You can do combos on the bar if you want. You can send it. You can go around just meeting people. And that's when you really live in the moment, because of course before comp you're pretty focused on only competition part, and then it's easy to be just in that bubble. So when people come up to me right before competition and talk, I'm sort of not really there. But after competition, like then I'm 100% focused at that moment, and that is the best feeling in my opinion. That's why I also love when competitions are like on Saturday, but then the event is also on Sunday, because then you have one day focusing on comp, and then you have one other day that's just like, all right, enjoy the moment, because at the end of the day you have flown like to Germany to compete. Then of course it would make sense to have one day there as well to just enjoy that you're actually there, and that's just off competition. Is needed for the mentality as well. The path I choose, of course, is also social media is one part, or competition is one part, but social media is another one as well for me. So there's a lot of people there that I know, and a lot of people there that knows me, and I want to be there as a social media person as well. Not only competition, like competition is one part for me to be as an athlete, but then of course I'm not maybe only an athlete to people that know me or that following my journey. Maybe I'm, you know, a fitness influencer or whatever the name may be, and then I want to have one day where I can be in that role as well, just meet people. Now I am here, the parking spots were pretty full, so I'm gonna find another place to park the car. But I will see you guys in the gym, and let's hit a push workout. First up, planche push-ups to 1-2 second hold. I'm back with a 5 to 15 kg resistance band. And I think at this height that I'm doing with these P-bars, it's 8 kg help maybe. Of course a bit more in the bottom position, and then roughly 8 kg in the top hold. So not too much help, to be honest, which is good because we're simulating competition, and at that point I have no help. So I need to be able to do it on my own. But I'm training with band because first of all, it's to reduce the intensity a bit. I don't really want to push my body maximum now before competition, because then I will be absolutely destroyed. So I'm using this band just to increase the holds and reps a bit more, and still be at this point where if I were to take away the band, I could still do a few reps. This just increase it and reduce the chance of me getting injured, and it gets increased time under tension, which is really good, because then my body knows how to fucking hold the planche, which is the key point. Let's do 5 reps, see how it goes. I'm gonna try a new song. I added this one to the Spotify playlist as well in the description. It's a bit more rave, which, I don't know, not usually my taste, but set actually usually performs way worse on the first one. Then we get the blood flow and everything, and we're back with the connection. But starting off like this, looks like it's gonna be a pretty good workout. Let's do one more set. I'm gonna keep everything pretty much the same, even stick with the same music. Seemed to work for the last one, so let's give it another shot. Let's go shirtless though, so we can see the good form, or hopefully good form. That's what I'm aiming for. But if it's not, we will be able to see if it's shit form as well. And if I'm just doing bad form but still having 5 reps, not too good. But if I can do 4 clean ones or even 5 and they're clean, that's some pretty good stuff. I feel like it was slightly shorter holds than the first set, but still like the push power is insane. Like I haven't done just maximum reps in a while. It's gonna be interesting to see after competition when I start doing more reps and not doing reps to hold or to slow hold. So just rep it out a bit more, because I think I've gained a lot of strength in that point. Maybe we're able to do like 10 reps probably, to be honest. And then not maybe to hold, but just repping out, because this like explosive power has increased a lot. Let's do the final set. I did check the footage and it's not too bad, the form, but it's almost like I'm a bit too much arched, so my legs are pointing a bit too much upwards. It's a combination of a bit too little protraction, I think, and then over exaggerating like the leg and the hip connection, if that makes sense. So I'm doing a bit too much like upwards. So I just need to get legs a bit further down. It's not too much, but since we're here for perfection in the long run, might just change the small. Try to do a bit more explosive to have slightly less time and attention, and thereby having more energy to the holds. I don't know if it worked. Not necessarily holds, but at least marking the top position. It's like barely 1 second, but it's something. It's definitely something. And I feel way stronger today than yesterday. So just that in general is a success. Now it's time for a full planche press to one-arm handstand. This is gonna be interesting because I do feel powerful, and the press, it's without resistance band as well. So here we're actually really gonna see like my full potential. I think it could be pretty good. Might have been a bit low in the start of the press, but not too bad. Let's do 2 more sets and hopefully I can continue to have this type of performance, because it's way better than last time. That was pretty damn good. A bit slower towards the end part, but I think the form might have been solid. Or at least I'm satisfied to this degree, since I haven't been always done, or since I haven't done planche press for more than a few months now when we actually train it. Of course I've been able to do straddle for a while, but the full has, let's just say I to be honest thought I would never reach it. A few years ago I thought I was gonna be able to reach like full planche, Maltese to some degree as well, since I was pretty strong in that wider section. But full planche press, there was just a period I didn't even train it because I literally didn't think I could reach it. Now I have, which is pretty damn insane. I started to train it because of course I wanted to increase my strength in it, but not really thinking I would get this quick, which is crazy. Just a living example of you're actually capable of doing way more than you think. And if you don't try, you're never gonna know. And I'm happy I tried, because now I know it's actually doable. And maybe at some point in my life I will be able to do it on straight bar press. That's definitely going to be one of the things I will add to the training of the competition. Straight bar press training. It just looks so insane. Imagine doing like a giant to full planche hold and then press up to handstand on straight bar. It's like God level, you're done. And that would be just crazy to have. Let's do one more set of this one. Yeah, I'm just pretty damn happy actually with this performance, which is good. Good with some dopamine and some motivation now before competition. I leaned way too much with the feet, and the press wasn't the best. Maybe I got a bit too excited for the first ones, and didn't realize that this is actually pretty damn heavy. Either way, the summary of these 3 sets, that's still pretty damn good. Let's move on to the next thing in this workout, and that is Maltese hold to full planche hold. Pretty solid combo. Let's get started. Full Maltese, pronated grip. It's gonna be harsh, and this band, it is not a lot of help. And the good thing here though is that, in my opinion, the pronated grip is by far, maybe not by far, it's a bit depending on the person to person, but for me it is way harder than the natural grip on just P-bars, because at that point I can sort of like push away as well, and I feel more connection in that one. But the good part is that if I train this one, I don't necessarily need to train for this grip Maltese, because that one comes automatically from me training this. Same as when I trained on full planche on rings, for example. I don't necessarily need to train too much on P-bars, because that strength transfers to P-bars, because the rings it involves basically everything for the P-bars, but a bit extra as well. Same with this one, the Maltese grip. So that's good. And just have that in mind, that sometimes just because you're not training something doesn't mean you're not getting better in it. For me, that's it's a lot of skills that I never train, like back lever, one arm back lever, and handstand push-up. Like those skills, once in a time I did train them, of course, when I learned them, but then when I started to do harder variations of things, it just, that contributed so much strength that I never really need to train for them. Like let's say back lever. If I train Maltese or any planche and I get this connection here, like the back lever, it's gonna be a piece of cake at that point. And if you even have a really tight grip and back lever, you can almost lean and lock yourself in. And at that point, it's more core strength. Oh, but where did I get the core strength from? Well, planche training and front lever training. And that's like both directions as well, which is too complete. So I never train those skills. And the thing I want to say is that if you're doing the same as well, just think a little bit about it. If you're training something and you feel like this is contributing a lot of strength towards this skill, maybe you don't need to train that other skill that much, if that's not necessarily your goal, to become an absolute alien in that skill. That's a different thing. No more chit chatting. Let's do one set. A bit too short on that first Maltese hold. I don't know, that was pretty damn wide as well. But I'm gonna try to hold it a bit longer for the next set. Try to aim for a bit longer Maltese hold than the planche one in the end. It's just max hold basically, and it's not really the focus. The main focus is Maltese. Of course, it's nice to have a long hold in the end as well for the normal planche, but not the main focus. But I do think it was slightly longer than the first one, which is progress. I'm actually gonna just try, I'm gonna see, it's been a while since I measured, just how much help it's actually giving. I'm gonna take a dumbbell. I'm just predicting now, this is 8 kg. And that is pretty much where my hip is, so I'm getting roughly 8 kg help. But then when I'm in the full planche, which I said before, it's less. I don't know, it might be up here. Maybe 6, should we try that? Okay, so 6 kg. Maybe a bit higher up than hips, but roughly. So Maltese, 8 kg help, and full planche, 6 kg. That is not a lot. Just have in mind that if I were to, let's say, not eat for one full day and probably have a sauna, I would drop like maybe 2 kgs, just like poof, instant weight. That's just liquid and not being full in the stomach. So 6 kg, it's not a lot of help, if that makes sense. So when you're coming down to this resistance band, to some degree it's more mental. For me, it's like, I know that there's a band here that's helping me, so I should be able to hold it a bit longer, even if it's not necessarily helping me that much, if that makes sense. You know, it's like having someone screaming at you, like a coach or something, telling you what the fuck to do. It's not necessarily that they give you extra energy, but for some reason, mentally, it just helps to have someone that's screaming at you. Same with music. It's not that like it's giving me energy in any way. It's just helping me mentally. Of course, it probably releases some sort of, I don't know what it's even called in English. I just call everything dopamine. But maybe that is the right word actually. This neuro systems, blah, 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 blah. But it helps mentally, and maybe that's the thing. And then in competition, when you sort of switch off and everything just becomes really, fuck it. That's basically the mode I enter when I compete. I don't really need a resistance band, but the power is still there, if that makes sense. Because the band was never really helping me in a physical way. It was more just mentally. But when you're in competition and you have a crowd, there's cheering, you have music, you have the hype, you have literally the perfect setup for performance. Maybe not freestyle, it's a bit more nerves there, but for strength, definitely. And at that point, like, I don't care if I've been training with resistance, but not, it's like, I'm holding my shit. And that's sort of the mentality. That was a long talk regarding weights, but now we have that over and we understand how much help I'm actually getting. Not a lot. Pretty solid Maltese, full planche, absolutely dead. Now the only thing we have left is full planche press with resistance band. Or not the only thing actually, we have the dips as well. But they are more for fun, so I barely count them in the real workout. Ooh, that is goddamn heavy. I know last week with deload, I did do the negatives as well, and then pushing back up. But with this band, a while back, I didn't do the negatives as well. It's just way too hard. So I want to focus on that pressing strength right now, because mainly, of course, the negative is really good as well. But now for the specific time being before competition, I'm just going to focus on that press, because it's the one I want. Then the negative, of course, is going to gain me strength in the pushing part. But also, if I want to do, let's say, from handstand down to full planche, that's also a really clean combo. The negative with resistance band is going to be beneficial for that. But that's more for the planning of the comp. Now, just pure focus on the pushing or the pressing and get that one done. Let's do 2 more sets. This one is actually pretty harsh. Probably the most heavy one we do today, because it's 5. It's pretty high in reps. Don't know if you can see me. Pretty high in reps, but still hard to perform. Let's fucking get it. Oh yeah, that's pretty solid. I went fucking rage mode. Maybe not the cleanest form, maybe not the most controlled, but still pretty damn good. And the press is definitely like, of course, if you do them slow, it's gonna be beneficial in the sense that you get more control, but it's also pretty damn hard. And in general, if I were to just train normally, it would be me trying to get as much connection as possible and not necessarily just increase reps. But now, since competition, in competition, I'm not gonna say you're gonna cheat, or I won't say you wanna cheat, but you wanna make it as easy as possible for the highest amount of points. So when I do something, of course, I'm gonna try to do it as quick as possible if I still get that point. For the people that know, they're gonna know that if someone does it way more slower, that is more harder. And sometimes, of course, that will get more points as well. But in general, try to do it as easy as possible for yourself for the maximum amount of points. That's sort of the go-to concept. Holy fuck. Fuck. Doesn't matter how much I want that final rep, it's just impossible. But it is what it is. At least 2 ones with 5 reps, and then this one with 4. Still pretty damn good in my opinion. Counting or having in mind that this band is not too much help. I brought myself 60 kg. I think that's a pretty solid number for 10 reps right now. It's definitely not my maximum or what I would train if it's not competition. At that point it would be more like 75 kg reps. But now we're sticking to 60, and yeah, of course this is still a lot, but remember I've been doing this for a while. So for me and I always do this for fun, which means that if I were to get injured doing dips, and that would affect my performance in competition, I would blame myself pretty damn hard for that. You know, it's like competing in a sport. That's pretty common. Actually, I have a few friends, they get injured, not when they do, you know, flying, you know, doing flips or freestyle or things that you would think that you get injured from. They get injured when they're going on like skiing trips, for example, or when they're out running, maybe they take a step wrong or something. That's how they get injured. And it's sort of relatable to this, like when you're doing something that's not necessarily or barely connected to the things you're actually wanting to reach for me competition, like these dips are not gonna help me in 1 week for the comp. Barely. So if I were to get injured, that would suck. That's why I'm keeping down the weights. And everything is relative, of course. 60 kg is a lot of weight, but it could be more. And body-wise, like that, super protraction. Yeah, that is good. Like, it's crazy how much this, let's call it super protraction, affects the dips. Because if I don't over exaggerate it, I will start to feel some soreness in the shoulder. But when I really think about it, try to get my bum a bit backwards, so the dips is more like this, it feels really good. It may look a bit odd, but as long as you're not getting injured, that's like the number one thing. You're most likely doing it right. To some degree, of course, you could be doing it fucked up and still don't get injured, but you get my point. Put on the banger song again. It's literally called Get It Crackin'. Holy crap. Good chin. Try to do it a bit slower, just to feel if I feel something, but nothing. Feels absolutely amazing. That is good, because I love doing dips, but if I were to feel pain in it, it's not good. I would have to change something. I'm putting you guys over there so you can actually see what I'm talking about with this form. It might help some people as well if you're having some problem here. Try to almost over protract, see if it makes a difference. Pretty damn good way to end this workout, not gonna lie. Let's see if we got some guns. Starting off, it is a push workout. Just gonna make sure we have some focus. It is actually better this time. Double bicep. Pretty solid. The double arm overhead flex. I don't know if that's the name. And Maltese flex, my personal favorite. I don't know, sometimes I don't get almost cramp. It's like when you're laying in the bed and you reach for your phone. That's always the times when you get cramps. That and when you're flexing. I don't know what it is. My body is meant for training, not just posing. Maybe a tricep. I don't know, with shadows. Let's try this side now. like in general as well, just to do it like this. I don't know if we can see anything. I don't remember anymore for now actually. But to summarize this workout, it was extremely good. I've mentioned this before, but when you're having a shitty workout like the last one, or not necessarily too shitty, but worse than you expect, the next one usually is way better, since that one was pretty low energy and sort of becomes like a deload because it really can't push it too much. Then get enough rest. I also took some extra carbs today. I've been drinking my water, and this is the result. A way better workout. Something to look forward to is tomorrow's vlog. That is gonna be a freestyle session outdoors. We're getting like 14 degrees. The weather app is at least saying 14 degrees. Then in reality, you don't really know. But that is extreme warmth compared to what we've been training in right now. Last session was 0 degrees, and before that I think it's been maximum around 6 degrees. So 14, holy crap, that is hot. Might need to wear some sunscreen. Jokes aside, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and let's get this algorithm going. We are growing. Ciao, ciao.